All right, hello and welcome everyone to episode 95 of the GGG Podcast. I'm Paul, and as always, I am joined by my co-host Phil. We got a good episode for you today. Some interesting things going on. EA going private, being sold for a ridiculous amount of money. Ghost of Yotei is coming out this week. Most of the reviews have come out, so that's exciting. Phil and I have not played it yet because it's not officially out yet. So it's a little frustrating, but we're going to get into lots of different stuff this week. So if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so on our YouTube channel. And if you're listening to the audio only version on Spotify or Apple Podcast, follow us over there as well. Phil, what have you been playing this week? You got some, I know you've been playing some Rematch, but has there been
I've been playing some Rematch, and I've also been playing a lot of actually I've been playing a lot of things. I'm looking at it. A little bit of Hades 2 is in the mix. That just came out as 1.0, and That is a truly great game. I played the demo for Digimon Time Stranger, which is coming out this week, and that was actually also really good. A nice like turn-based RPG. But mostly I've been playing a little game called Mega Bonk that I think is kind of taking the internet by storm. It is, to describe it, is like Vampire Survivors, where it's sort of like an auto, you walk around and it like does the attacks for you.
Okay.
And you're just leveling up different abilities, but it's got a really charming style. It looks like an N64 game, and it is really, really good. You're fighting like thousands of different enemies at once. Really fun game. Very addictive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good you were getting back into Hades. I almost did that this afternoon. I almost turned Hades on, but I was like, you know what? There's another game that I need to play before I get back into Hades, and that is Claire Obscura Expedition 33.
I saw that.
Yes. I booted it up this afternoon. I beat the Paintress. And,
nice. There we go.
Yes, I have advanced into another part of the game. So
Interesting. Okay, so you've seen some of the crazy things that happen.
I've seen behind the veil, and the entire time I was like, what's going on? And I think I understand. What's going on, but it's pretty ridiculous. So
it's definitely a big swing from the storytellers, and I would say it does kind of pay off, but at first it's like, wait, what?
Yeah. So
okay.
I don't. We'll see. If I understand everything that's going on, I think this is a marvelous way to set up a game franchise to compete with Final Fantasy, because you can really just do whatever, which is what Final Fantasy does. So I've been playing that. I feel good about it. I beat the Paintress on my second try, so that was great. And what else have I been playing? I've been playing a little bit of No Man's Sky, kind of falling off it a little bit. Just I've been playing it so much that it's wearing down. But completed a big game of Civilization 7 this week with a group that I have. We play like every month, kind of like a D&D thing. And I don't know. It's just Civ 7. I've given it a lot of time. It came out in February this year, and it's had a lot of updates, but it's still just not very good. And it's really disappointing that they can't get it together and make a good game. So they did recently announce this week that there would be some UI adjustments, which have been things that my friends have been actively complaining about, and I hear them because the UI is not good either. Yeah, but that's been my gaming week. I pre-ordered Ghost of Yotei. It is preloaded on my PlayStation as we speak. I'll be playing that and Hades. That's my gaming future that I see coming down the pipe.
You got some good things coming down the pipe there. I think October is going to be a surprisingly busy month.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it usually that's like a gamer release, like that's when all the games come out. October, November, like. Except for, I guess, Assassin's Creed was March this year, and we usually have an Assassin's Creed in the fall time. So
true, but I think that's because it was pushed back. It was intended to be in the fall last year.
Yes,
but big year for ninjas.
Yes,
I'll
and
tell you what.
speaking of which, so the major release this week is Ghost of Yotei. We, like I said, obviously have not played it yet, but the review embargo has been lifted. Phil, have you seen some of these Ghost reviews? Have you been trying to stay away from them so they don't infect your perception or your reception of the game?
Here's the thing. I don't care too much about what other people think about the game. As long as, like, the Ghost of Yotei series, or Ghost of series, honestly, Sucker Punch in general.
Yeah.
When they release a game, I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out.
Right.
The reviews weren't noticeable for me on this one. They're running on Metacritic at like an 87 right now.
Okay.
It's got a good amount of some pretty high reviews. The Radio Times gave it a 60. But
They don't. That's not a real review place.
they don't know games. They just
They
like the
don't.
radio. They're like,
They're like,
I don't get why there's not knobs on this thing.
there's
and
two samurai games in 1 year. I can't do this. That's the limit of their thought. So
yeah. They're like, yeah, why build more than one table? Someone's already built a table. So, anywho, it's rocking around 87 right now, which is pretty good. Very overall favorable.
yeah.
And I think this series of games, like, I'm just gonna play it when it comes out because it's a Ghost of game. Like, the combat is good, the world is very enthralling. Erika Ishii, who's doing like the main voice and body capture, is someone I'm a big fan of. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited all around.
Yeah,
for this
and
one.
the is it Atsu? Is that the character's name?
I believe so.
She's been getting great reviews. Everyone's saying that she's better than Jin. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, Jin, obviously, in order to tell that story in Ghost of Tsushima, he needed to be kind of bland because it's picking between good or picking between saving people and doing things the samurai way. And that was the whole concept. So I think he fit that mold very well, but it did create a very like two-dimensional character. And apparently it's not that way this time around. So that's good to see.
I think at the end of that game, Jin is finally a character because he's like, oh, I realize that I have to do some good stuff and some bad. Like before, he was just the model of his uncle grown up. And then by the end of the game, you've gone through so much. It's like, oh, no, he's his own different person.
Yeah.
Which is good. But for most of the game, you are just riding around. And he's like, good horse. And that's it.
Oh, don't bring up the horse. So anyway, I'm super excited. I have to admit, I am a little bit disappointed that it's sitting at an 87 on Metacritic. But I think it does fall in line with how Sucker Punch games are reviewed. There is just certain people who do not like Sucker Punch games. I remember being astonished at how good the Infamous games were, but how they were not reviewed very well. Or like, it's pretty much the same thing. It's an 8. It's not a 9 or a 10 or anything like that. And I think that, I don't know if Sucker Punch has ever created a masterpiece like a 10 out of 10, but I do think that they have been robbed of some 9s in the past. And I don't know. I've seen a lot of the reviews, and maybe it's just me being like, no, I'm going to love this game, and I've just convinced myself, and I'm telling myself what I want to hear.
I've already spent the money, so I gotta like it.
But it's like, it's rated higher than than Ghost of Tsushima. And I loved Ghost of Tsushima. I almost played through Ghost of Tsushima 3 times. And that is not something that I do anymore because I don't have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like something you do as a kid, because it's the game that you have or whatever. But like, I love that game so much. And everything that they've showed in Ghost of Yotei seems like it's just an addition to that. So I doubt that I'm not going to love this game. So.
Yeah, that Ghost of Tsushima is, I think, the closest to masterpiece they've made yet. It is definitely like should have gotten 9s across the board, and some people giving it 10s. And I do think the nature of reviews is as such that people are judging it based on their taste. Right. But I feel like this is probably for a person who loved Ghosts of Tsushima. gonna be a 9 or a 10. Like, you're gonna love this game type of deal. But there's a lot of people out there who just don't like this type of game, or don't like this type of game as much, and they're probably more representative of your 7s and 8s, and being like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to pop my emote as Taylor Swift or whatever the Call of Duty players want to do.
So the main criticism that I've heard reviewers say is that because Assassin's Creed Shadows came out this year, that they're like, we've already played this game this year. That's what a lot of people have been complaining about, particularly because they are both revenge stories. Because that's the driving force of both of the stories, and I understand that to an extent, but that doesn't mean I don't know. It's like both of those games were being made at the same time. It's not like they copied each other. So it's just like, you are a samurai, and a lot of the combat is fighting and murdering and assassinating people. You have to justify that combat through a narrative, and it makes a lot of sense if it's a revenge narrative. Like,
it's also one of the most common from that type of like story in movies and like books. So that is like a very true to form version of that story, or stories from samurai and ninjas and everything. So I think, I don't know, again, these people are like, oh yeah, well, don't ever build another table because someone already built a table. No, we need plenty of tables, and this game stands on its own. There's not numbers when I stab someone in this game, so I'm also pretty stoked about that. That was an annoying thing about Assassin's Creed.
Love that. Oh my god, I'm
chipping away at like a big guy's health bar, and I'm like, I've run my sword through him 3 times. Why is he not dead? 100%. So
all right, well, let's press right along. You added this one. A Digimon game is coming out. What Digimon game is this, Phil?
This is Digimon Time Stranger. The demo is available right now on Steam, and I believe PlayStation and Xbox. You can go download it and play it. It's like the first hour of the game. You get some rookie Digimon, and you're like sort of going through this story. It is it kind of reminds me of Persona, where the story is intriguing. The characters are very I'd say like Japanese anime inspired. But for someone who doesn't normally mess with that myself, there was still a lot of like really fun meat on the bones and like type matching between the characters. The way that you get new Digimon is by fighting them, and you like, after you've fought them a certain amount, you like learn how they are, and your Digivice can recreate them, so you can kind of like mix and match your team that way. And I don't know, I think everything's voice acted. Not everything. Most of it is voice acted. All little Digimon have like human voices, which is one of my favorite things about Digimon, because they can talk to you. And you do a lot of things, like even in the little bit that I played, one of my little like pig with like flappy ears, Patamon, would fly up to me and be like, hey, how do I feel about this thing? And I would tell it something. So they're not doing just like the stats evolution. They're doing the like good versus evil, or like how you rate, like if they have more attitude, they'll turn to this Digimon. So if you're into that type of stuff, which I am, it's a very good time based on what I've seen already. And I'm excited to just see it's like the high level Digimon and get War Greymon, because he's just a cool looking character.
You're bringing me back. I haven't thought about some of those names in a long time.
Just think about it. Metal Garurumon up in this.
So
Anchimon.
Is this going to be affected by Pokemon's ridiculous patent?
I don't think so, because they're just with you the whole time.
Right.
You're not summoning them out of a ball.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Actually, you know what? There is a feature in this game where you have like a gun that is your Digivice, and you can, so to do auto battles where you're like, all right, I think I can take that thing out real quick, or like get the jump on something, you point your Digivice at it and shoot, and then like your Digimon just appears over there and attacks the thing.
Oh.
So that's pretty fun. I like that quite a bit.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and that's not fighting, so that shouldn't violate the patent. So
yeah, you're just literally doing gun violence.
I read more about that patent, and they said that there was nobody from the industry to review the patent; that it was just approved. So that's awesome. Way to do your job, patent office. Love that.
In America, we're thriving over here.
Yeah.
I guess we'll move on to the last game on the release, major releases this week. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. I put this on here because I know so many people who say Final Fantasy Tactics is like their favorite game.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
is,
it's
and I
very
think like
popular.
if you like Fire Emblem, if you like any sort of tactics game like that, this is sort of the granddaddy of that. You can choose different like how your characters level up, what kind of fighters, what class they become, all of that. I don't know if permadeath is a part of this game,
Hmm.
but I that's one of my favorite things to have in strategy games. Like, oh, I could lose this forever. Sick. Let me name him and emotionally invest. But it is rocking an 88 on Metacritic right now. So
Wow.
I think the highest
Better
rated
than Ghost
release
of
this week.
better than Ghost of Yotei, right?
You heard it here. This game is better than Ghost of Yotei.
People. Sorry, but okay.
Well, and just for reference, Hades rocking a 94. So we already have apparently the best game of the month. So
Apparently. So, okay. Well, I'm glad to see the tactics genre still surviving. So that's awesome. It's doing so well. Right on.
mhm.
All right. Well, let's get. Well, I guess this is kind of a release. So this happened last week, but we had the big state of play going on with Sony, where we talked about Wolverine, which was awesome. And so we forgot to cover that Rematch has officially entered its 1.0 and has launched its first season. Rematch being the soccer slash football, if you're not in America. Sports game where there are no stats or numbers or anything like that. You just play the sport, and it's amazing. I love it. And Phil and I have been playing it quite a bit, having a great time. We've actually played a bit of season one to see some of the changes with gameplay, and we've had kind of a mixed reaction. I don't. What are your thoughts on it, Phil?
Yeah, it feels like I mean they've tried to diminish the what I would call server based chicanery that happens where
Sure.
a person would run and I was going to choose a different word but chicanery seems more fun and appropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah, the like people would run away from the ball and the ball would like zip back to them, or there would be like all sorts of errors where you try to hit it and the ball would like already be across the field, all
Yeah.
this fun stuff. So there's still quite a bit of that, but it seems like they changed it so it's a little harder to be a goalie.
Mm-hmm.
But then also some people are catching balls back in time. So again, it's not perfect, but I think it is better. I feel like they made the passing a little bit better.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I think overall the game feels better, but there are some things where I just have to learn. You know.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There seems to be a lot less of laggy jank.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what a millennial way to put that. But like it's all of the laggy hiccups that you were talking about. Those mostly seem gone. But there does seem to be players who do know how to still manipulate gameplay,
Yeah.
and not just like, oh, I'm learning all the tricks, because that's part of the game. You got to learn the tricks and everything. But that they're able to like do things and hit from angles that you shouldn't. They're taking advantage of like an animation that's not
Mm-hmm.
in the game yet or something like that, but the ball still needs to be hit. So it's a little back and forth. I'm sure that we will get our footing and get back into the game. So it's good to see that it's been released. I will also say this is a game that I've wanted to be free to play, so we just get more people in the game. But it is on sale on multiple stores. Obviously, you can play for free if you're subscribed to Xbox Game Pass. It is on sale for the Steam sale. I think it's $22.99, something like that, and I think it's the same price on the PlayStation sale that's going on as well. So if you are interested, and if you want an alternative to FC 2026 or playing old FIFAs or any other soccer games or football games, this is a good alternative. Although I will say it is just competitive against actual people, so you can't play against any bots or anything like that.
True. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
If you want to play a soccer game that's actually soccer, This is that game.
This is that game. Exactly.
If you want to play like a cool management sim, FIFA, baby, go check it out. Go play it with your homies. But if you want to get like the actual adrenaline of playing a soccer game, play soccer. But this is the second best thing, and then FIFA is a far, far third. And actually, before that, I would put Rocket League. Rocket League after Rematch, but before FIFA.
Yeah, I can see that. Ooh. All right.
I'm absolutely destroying our show's credibility with the bro contingent.
Oh, yes. You know, all of those bro subscribers we have. So, speaking
Devin,
of...
I see you. Sorry.
All right. The Netflix sensation K-pop Demon Hunters is officially going to be heading to Fortnite. So far, we only have an outfit for the main character in K-pop Demon Hunters, which is Rumi. So there is a confirmed Rumi outfit that's done in the K-pop Demon Hunters style. So this is going to be a collaboration. And I think there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in Fortnite this month because of Halloween. The game's annual Halloween celebration is going to happen, and this is going to be one of the things that is featured in it. So yeah, I think that my girlfriend is going to play Fortnite this month because of this. So,
yeah. And as well she should. Because it's gonna be golden.
It's gonna be golden glazed. So also some other Fortnite news going on, Phil. I don't know if you've heard about this. Have you been watching Peacemaker on HBO Max?
Yeah, I have been.
Are you caught up?
I'm all caught up, and I heard about they're getting rid of a pretty. So the dancing emote from the beginning of the show.
Yes.
Peacemaker does a little dance move.
Can you show it
he
to us
does another little. He does another little dance move. Like this.
Yeah.
And that got revealed to be a symbol that's not necessarily super popular with actually no. With some people, it's pretty popular, but with people that want to make money off of their video game, it's not that popular. So
it references. I mean, here's the thing, though. It actually doesn't reference a Nazi symbol, which is what we're talking about as a swastika, because when you do this, that's not a swastika.
So it's a reference to an old Donald Duck cartoon.
I see. I see.
Where he is like, well, I think that's the reference, but that is the thing where he gets like enrolled in the Nazi military, and that he does that, like he keeps doing this pose like back and forth with his arms.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but I mean, really, just an excellent show, an excellent showrunner. Like,
yeah. Sorry for the vagueness for
thing.
people who don't know what we're talking about. We don't want to.
I don't want to spoil it.
Peacemaker because it's like the latest episode, so we don't want to spoil that for anyone who hasn't watched yet. But yeah.
No, it's I like that is the hit. Like that was hidden in the beginning, like in the beginning of the show, and literally the first 10 minutes of watching it, you figured out a huge twist if you were paying attention like a psychopath. Yes. But yeah, now it's out of Fortnite, but luckily we'll be replacing it with K-pop Demon Hunter dance moves this week.
Exactly. That'll be a nice change. All right. Daredevil. We knew he was coming to Marvel Rivals, but we finally got our first Daredevil trailer. It has been officially confirmed that he's going to be a DPS character, a duelist. Who'da thunk? So they did announce that he is going to have a team up with Punisher, where Punisher gets the ability to like blind people. So cool. And apparently they've also revealed that his super ability is going to be to unleash the beast. And then they hinted at some of his other abilities, like being able to prioritize targets. So
interesting.
That might be something that he could like highlight a player for everyone else to be like, everybody attack him, and that player receives like extra damage for 5 seconds done to them or something like that. We don't know how it works yet. They're going to be trickling out some more Daredevil trailers this week. But did we get... I need to... Phil, if you wouldn't mind looking this up for me. When is the halfway mark through the season, the 0.5 of this season happening where Daredevil will actually be coming out? Because I believe that they announced that today.
Let's see. When does 4.5 start? It looks like Friday, October 10th. Okay. So this next Friday, we'll be getting some Daredevil. And it's. I feel like this season has gone by fast, maybe because I haven't played that much. I do feel like there is a basis with Marvel Rivals where there is a season that I skip, then a season that I play the breaks off of, and then a season that I skip. Right. And we are currently in a skip season. But what's cool is every time I come back to it, there is so much new stuff in the game.
Yeah.
And the type of game that it is, it doesn't demand you to be there for the season. You can literally come back and buy that season pass and like advance all those things later. Great model.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. I don't know that I'm going to be investing more time into the game. I just feel like everything is just get another cosmetic, and I've gotten to the point where like the characters that I enjoy playing as, I've gotten cool cosmetics for them. And they keep releasing cosmetics for the same characters over and over and over again. And I know that's because that's the characters that people like to play. But it's, as someone who's like, all right, I'll be the Vanguard again, I'm just kind of tired of doing that. So it's still a fun game. I'm not going to say it's not. I invested a lot of hours in it, but I'm pretty Marvel Rivals burnt out. So...
Yeah, fair enough. I think it's definitely interesting. I played the new season just like 2 or 3 times, and each time I was able to, after a couple picks had gone in, play as the new character who is a Vanguard. Either Vanguard is just not that popular, or there's enough character diversity where like I don't feel the need to play the new character every time, you know?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So Battlefield 6 has revealed a roadmap for the rest of this year. I have no doubt that this has everything to do with the announcement that they would be selling their entire company yesterday. So we're going to get into that for the main topic. But let's talk about Battlefield 6's content roadmap for the rest of this year.
Where are they going? California, apparently.
Ooh, so who would have thunk?
Literally, it's funny that this is the news today and that the rest of the world's also the news is happening because it seems like the Battlefield writers are now in charge of reality, and that doesn't bode well for us. What's the first roadmap thing? What's the first stop?
So the first major update is going to come at the end of October 28th. It's going to be called Rogue Ops. You're going to be getting a new map called Blackwell Fields, a new mode called Strike Point, a new vehicle which looks like a truck, or I guess a SUV with a machine gun mounted on top, so a multi-person vehicle. And then we got an assortment of new guns. Looks like a carbine, a sidearm, and a rifle. And that's pretty much the cookie cutter like outline of how they're going to be doing their updates. There's a new the next one's going to be coming out in November, on November 18th. So that's less than a month, only 3 weeks after the October 28th update. They're going to be adding a California map, as you hinted, Phil, Eastwood. They're going to be adding a new mode called Sabotage. And then we get more weapon variety, as I discussed. And then the last update slated for this year is December 9th. Again, 3 weeks, not 4 weeks, where they are adding an ice climbing axe and an ice lock, which is a limited time event. So maybe there's going to be some sort of winter seasonal event that's going to be happening. So it looks good. I like that they've committed to showing us, hey, this is the roadmap for the rest of the year. This is what we've been working on, and that they're coming out 3 weeks apart as opposed to making us wait a month because they're like, hey, Marvel Rivals, you guys take too long to make content.
That's wild.
Yes, it is.
I mean, hey, listen, Ice Climbers confirmed. Remember when we talked about Battlefield and how they were doing their like game testing with players, and like players are basically being Q&A? It seems like that's worked out because they have a game that in the beta that you and I played pretty well already, and now they have a roadmap of things to keep people interested in coming back to the game all the way through the holidays.
Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, and then it's free. You can just buy the standard edition. You don't have to buy any Battle Pass or buy EA Play or anything like that. So that's cool. I think that this, I will say though, this will be more impressive if the game launches with a lot of content. If it doesn't launch with a lot of content, it just kind of feels like this is stuff that should have just been in the game. But they're not charging me for it, so can't really complain that much.
It's. I was thinking about this earlier, that a lot of games, I'm kind of concerned about how long the concept of early access will last, or games are just going to launch and then be the full game. Like I feel like is the case normally. It's actually the full game 2 years after launch. It's just at a playable state within the early access launch period.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I was getting into the main topic in my head already, and my mind was racing.
In your mind, and you got sad, huh?
I got so sad. Because unfortunately, this week for our main topic, we are talking about EA's massive sale for $55 billion. You've probably seen this in the headlines. Everybody is reporting on it, not just gaming outlets. I saw a headline from CNN who had been reporting about this. And you might be asking yourself as a gamer, why is CNN reporting on this? Who cares? It's just the people who make Battlefield and Madden and whatever. And who EA has sold to is of some concern. So EA has been sold to a Saudi Arabian PIF, which is a public. Let me see if I want to make
interest fund.
Yes, a public interest fund. So public investing firm, I should say.
I see.
And so their goal, the PIF, has been to rebrand Saudi Arabia for not being this place where they violate, a dozen human rights before 2 p.m. every day. And they someone who helped them get this deal done was none only Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law, the husband of Ivanka Trump. He was in the administration in Donald Trump's first term, and it's fills my heart with joy to have to talk politics on our lovely gaming podcast. But yeah, this is a bit of a concern. EA is going from a public company that was sold on the stock market to a private company, and everybody who owned stock in EA is going to be offered $210 per share, which is much higher than EA was being traded for on the stock market prior to this offer. So this deal hasn't completely gone through yet. There's a chance that it may not go through, but the only people who can approve it fully are the stockholders themselves. And with them getting $210 a stock, I think they will see the cha-ching and they will take the money, and this deal is probably gonna go through.
That makes a lot of sense. It's a FU amount of money. You know what I mean? It is the type of money that you can't turn down, really.
Yeah. And so the concern that this PIF has been receiving, most notably over the last 10 years, has been that they have been trying to, what the media of many countries has been calling it, as sports washing. excuse me. And that is where they are trying to buy up a lot of popular things throughout the world, such as sports teams and media companies, to try to diversify their primarily oil stock portfolio, or not even stock portfolio, just portfolio. And so they're trying to be diversifying that in order to change their perception around the world to lessen their criticism received of violating a bunch of human rights. If you are someone who is not very politically inclined and does not know a lot about Saudi Arabia, and when we're talking about violating those human rights, I'm just going to list off a couple of them so you have a point of reference. Women got the right to drive cars in 2018, which, even if you're a Gen Zer, this is pretty recent. So there's so there's that. Saudi Arabia does public executions. You're allowed to be tortured during detention, even when you are on trial. There is no free media or press. You are not allowed to criticize the government in any way. There is no free speech of any kind. You can be put to death if you're gay or if you use any substances that haven't been pre-approved. If you're a foreigner and you're there, you can be stopped from leaving and held from returning to your own country. There are no protests allowed. You do not have the right to protest in Saudi Arabia. And there are also forced evictions of its own people. So, let's say you owned a house in Saudi Arabia and a rich Saudi prince came through and was like, hey, I want to build a resort here and I want to demolish these 6 blocks of houses. They have the right to do that and take your house away and not compensate you for that inconvenience. So just a couple of problematic country, so to say.
Another thing is cohabitation by unmarried people in Saudi Arabia. Not allowed. Not allowed. So you got to be. It is very it's a religious fundamentalist conservative country.
Yes.
And that is a huge bummer because I don't want to necessarily give money to them. Granted, they have all of the money because they just happen to be placed on top of where all the stuff we need to go vroom vroom is. Mm-hmm. So it is a real sticky wicket. Apparently EA just before this or still is $200 billion in debt as a company.
200 billion? I thought it was 20
200 Oh, sorry, it is 20 billion. 20 billion.
Okay.
So this buyout would be sort of something that saves them and would really I guess help those in charge up there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be real, what are they going to do, declare bankruptcy and then go oh well, nothing's going to happen to us because we're rich. 20 billion in debt. This is according to Jason Schreier.
Yes.
So this will be obviously a huge win for the company, but for the rest of us, it makes us think why even if you're an artist, if you work on video games, everything that you work for is going to a place that hates you. All the money that you are working for is going towards things that people that don't want you to exist. So it is really tough for EA people. A former BioWare writer thinks that the future of BioWare kind of doesn't exist under this deal because if rules start coming down from the leadership in Saudi Arabia, that means we're not going to have a lot of things. We're not going to have any, probably romance between characters, but same-sex romance is out. Anything that is sort of left of religious fundamentalism could be vetoed or just not put in a game because we're not being run by business leaders anymore. Sure, they are business leaders, but they are business leaders trying to sports wash their country and make their country look better and spread their message,
Yeah, it's, Dragon Age Veilguard would have never came out in that case.
Some people would be happy about that. A lot of haters out there in that game.
It's not a bad game, people. Not a bad game. But this destroys me about Mass Effect. I don't see Mass Effect coming out. I don't know. Mass Effect. Really, all BioWare games are built on a foundation of diversity, where it's like you look at Dragon Age. It's about like, oh, there's all these other races and there's racism going on, and we're trying to tackle that issue in a medieval fantasy way. And then Mass Effect, it's the same thing, but you're in space.
You're in space. Space races.
Like the whole thing about Mass Effect is joining forces together with other cultures that you don't necessarily agree with, to defend each other, to rise against a mutual threat. And so I don't know. I really hate this. What I hate most about this is I hate that I want to buy Battlefield next week. Because I know that Battlefield 6 had been made not under their watch. And so like it does remove a little bit of the guilt there, but they're going to be getting the money that I sent, even if it's a minuscule amount of money. And it makes me kind of want to protest a little bit in the same way that people, unsubscribed from Disney and Hulu last week. So this is very, very concerning. And I hate this for the gaming industry, but it does also reaffirm my position that the old gaming companies are kind of done. Like Activision Blizzard is under Microsoft's umbrella. That's basically just Microsoft now. And EA is now Saudi Arabia's company, essentially, with the majority stakeholders all being in the PIF. So, I don't know. I think, are you still going to buy Battlefield 6, Phil? I mean, I want to.
I want to as well. It's a interesting thing. I mean, they're going to have unlimited money anyway over there because, again, oil money and I feel like this is going to be one of those issues where it is going forward. If there is a level in Saudi Arabia in an upcoming Battlefield game, I thought it was going to be pretty nice. The Saudi Arabia is going to be looking pretty good. They're not going to be the enemies in any games. They're definitely going to be people that we're trying to save or work together with. It's tough. Do I want it? Yes. Should I get it? Probably not. Will I get? I don't know. I don't know if this is a wait for a sale thing or what, but I definitely feel conflicted about it, and it makes me feel bad that there are now good companies when all companies are really bad. But now I see Nintendo out there, and I'm like, oh, Nintendo, you haven't made any changes to Pokemon, but you're not doing any human rights abuses over there. So
to make you feel a little worse, the PIF has a minority ownership in Nintendo.
Well, they are never going to get their hands on Miyamoto's dream. Okay. I feel like that'll come down to a cultural battle, and samurais never lose, which is why I will definitely be playing Ghost of Yotei.
Yes.
It's a bummer. I'm getting knee surgery next week, so it might mean a delay to our show because it's going to be on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
But for a lot of October, I'm going to be, not walking around as much, and so prime gaming time. Some games I really want to play, and now Battlefield might have to slide off that list, which is tough, but.
I don't know. We'll see. Definitely disappointing. I think a lot of what I've seen on a lot of news sites like, oh, how does this make any sense? Does this make any sense? It's like, well, one, EA being $20 billion in debt makes sense, and it makes somebody to come in and buy it, makes that enticing. I'll just get you out of debt immediately. So there's that, but. I feel like because EA has been doing the FC, they've been doing all the sports games, it connects to sports washing so much. And so this makes a lot of sense. Like Saudi Arabia has been very active in interfering with FIFA, if you're familiar with FIFA. And so it just, people are taking the checks.
That's a tough one because I do not want to root for FIFA or Saudi Arabia on either side of that fight. It's a King Kong versus Ghidorah thing where it's like, let them fight.
Yes.
And either way, I can't enjoy games anymore.
Sadness. Well, a sad main topic to talk about. Yeah, we're just going to have to end it there. But I don't know about you, Phil, but I am overjoyed about getting to play Ghost of Yotei tomorrow night. So that's freaking amazing. I'm super stoked about it. Nobody's going to ruin it for me. It's going to be great.
Some guilt-free Ghost of Yotei. And then we find out that was that Erika Ishii drowns kittens for fun.
Like, oh my
god.
No.
I doubt it. She's a delightful person.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for episode 95 of the GGG Podcast. We appreciate you listening, and if you haven't already liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. And if you're listening to the audio-only version on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please follow us over there as well. We will see you next week post Phil surgery. Maybe he'll be on some drugs. It could get crazy. So yeah, good luck with your knee. All right, peace out, everybody.